going to talk about some common uses of Linux in today's world. Tons of things run Linux these days, from TVs to the Android phone in your pocket, and help you to learn a bit more about what makes these machines tick. We recommend getting started with something like Ubuntu or Mint, then when you get a little more familiar, move on to Arch for some serious learning. And so we come to one of the most obvious and common uses for Linux, and is still one of the best. If you have a PC that's seen better days, Windows is far from the ideal operating system. Install a lightweight Linux distribution on it like Ubuntu, and it will feel like a new machine again. It may not be able to do everything your powerful Windows machine can do, but it's better than having a non-functional computer and works perfectly for basic tasks. If you don't want to leave your computer on 24/7 just to share files or download torrents, a tiny dedicated Linux box might be a better solution. With an old computer or a cheap new one, you can put together a home server that stores your backup streams, movies, and music, seeds torrents, or performs any number of other tasks quietly in the corner. If you dual or triple boot your system and never want to move partitions around, you will have a much easier time with the Linux Live CD and Gparted. If you don't dual boot, you will still need a bit of help from Linux. If you either migrate to a solid state drive or upgrade to a more spacious drive, and if you want to securely wipe it so no one can get at your data, well, Ubuntu can do that too. You don't even need to install Linux on a box to make it useful. All you need is a solid live CD. Just boot from the CD and you can grab any files from the hard drive, even if the computer won't boot or you have forgotten your password. Linux can even help if you accidentally formatted your entire drive. Linux knowledge can turn you into a troubleshooting expert. There are many websites you visit every day that actually run on Linux, and you can build a website too if you want. Possibly more interesting, though, is how you can use a Linux based web host like DreamHost to host your own personal RSS reader with tiny RSS, or your own Dropbox clone with on cloud. You could of course host these on a Linux box in your home too. It's a bit more complicated, but it gives you complete control over everything rather than putting your data in someone else's hand. There are a lot of great Chrome apps out there for editing audio, video, images, coding, and more, but sometimes you just need a more powerful desktop app you are familiar with. You can install Linux alongside Chrome operating system really easily and get access to a traditional desktop with a bunch of apps. It won't get you a Photoshop or something of that caliber, but if all you need is a bit of safety net, it's perfect. Some of the other uses are web serving. Nearly 60% of all websites on the internet are run using an open source program named Apache. Most often it's run on Linux. If you have ever surfed the web, you have indirectly used Linux. Networking. Linux is based on Unix, an operating system developed in 1970s and which is still used heavily today, especially to run the internet. Linux is used both to run parts of the internet as well as to run small and large networks in corporations, offices, and homes. Databases. Since Linux is stable, secure, and robust, it's perfect for storing huge databases of information. Desktops. People like us use Linux on our home and work computers because of its stability and flexibility. Scientific computing. Many dozens or even hundreds or thousands of Linux systems can be clustered together to work on a single task, like weather forecasting, physics simulations, computer graphics, rendering, etc. Home computing. And of course, people like us and people like you can and do use Linux on a daily basis at home and in the office. Thank you for watching this video.